RJTI charts versus Apple. Did you listen to us or Jim Cramer? Sometimes the sword cuts both ways. Okay, fine. You got us. The sword cuts from both sides. But does it matter immensely that when you buy a stock at certain levels, it should be because the buying that stock should offer rewards? Now, we aren't on TV every evening like Jim Cramer is, and because of the fact you see him on TV equals he's a know-it-all. I don't care who it is, Jim Cramer, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, Dan Ives, or a fund money manager, etc. You have to know when it's right to buy or sell, correct? Now, Jim Cramer told you to buy his favorite stock, Apple, at contract or near contract highs. And there are plenty more of these gurus or TV wizards that offered similar advice, and I'm pretty sure their intents were to help one with sound advice. During my 43 years of following markets and for a while utilizing the same approaches to gauge potential market direction, the looking at fundamental news, earnings reports, chart patterns, and a lot of rubbing shoulders with similar tacticians, or even the CEO of a company by many, like Jim Cramer's hugging the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, you find yourself building the case that because everything seems lined up from your research, you dance in your thesis. I am extremely glad I got away from the steps of many like Jim and created a methodology in 1984 that allows me to work through the noise. The ability to gauge if the truth of a stock level is valid or filled with questionability as to whether such value is based on real numbers, which justifies its value. I'll say it again. We have some unbelievable strong tools for you to partner with us. And because the eyes of our methodology sees from afar and helps us maintain an understanding of any market dynamics, we're going to show you why Jim Cramer can't compete on any level when it comes to our forecasting based from our algorithms. If we agree with his thesis, then he should be a happy camper. But when we signal that we don't agree with his thesis, then he should be concerned, and let us add, it's not limited to Jim Cramer only. Apple, we recognize, is a great company, and we maintain that it is a gem that one should have in one's portfolio. Yet, one of the greatest minds in the investment industry understands that sometimes you just have to take some off of the table for a while until the dust settles. Warren Buffett. Or that it isn't wise to buy at or near a stock highs all of the times when such is presented. Especially if you know that the stock is stretched among its elasticity limits. Our algorithms are our competition against Warren Buffett or any guru or wizard on Wall Street. But we understand that many don't have tools to gauge the limits of elasticity. And this, I say, is also the case for every gurus and wizards of Wall Street that are scrambling in year 2025. From all of the videos on YouTube at RJTICHARTS, you can find us, we've put out, you can see that our tools do not fall short at the task of identifying the limits of elasticity for any stocks, futures, forex, crypto markets. How is it possible that while Jim Cramer and others were telling you to buy Apple near its highs, we were telling you. October the 29th, 2024 at 10:51 a.m. Central Daylight Time, RJTI Charts versus Apple's view from our algorithms angle. Our scenario offers that on the high end, a 37% decline isn't an unreasonable assessment. But yes, it could be less. But we're going to stick with a target of 37% decline from any high made. This has put us in a very precarious situation because Apple is a superb company. And it seems wise to buy now at October's 2024 trading levels, but we aren't. We are to use these levels like Warren Buffett did, and we are reminded that our algorithms were already in sell mode before the time Warren Buffett was unloading. So when you take a look at this chart we sent down, you can see that every time we saw a certain pattern, it was time to sell Apple. Okay, you can look at from the left side to the right side. Now this last one over on the right side, peaking, we're telling you, here we go again. And in the last 4 years, our algorithms are 6 for 6, signaling that a headwind for Apple was coming. And if that wasn't enough warning from 5 months ago, then what about from 6 months ago, when we projected a more specific range to sell? On September the 20th, 2024, at 7:27 a.m. Central Daylight Time, RJTI Charts versus Sure. Apple 223 to 245 trade level is to trade, but our view is it's a profit-taking area, not an area to add on new longs. We tell you, hey, do what you want, for it's your capital. And we are just telling you what our algorithms have asked us to message. For some reason, many are listening to Jim CRAMER or other Apple lovers to not trade Apple, but to own it. One of the great mysteries in investing is knowing who to listen to and when to listen to them. Let's say Jim CRAMER is correct, and Apple, which seems likely, is going to trade higher to the 223 to 245 level, and that's great. But will Jim CRAMER tell you when to sell? Another question, if I may. Are you willing to buy Apple at these levels, if not higher, knowing that the rally is going to dissipate at some point? It seems unimaginable that this stock could still trade as low as $120 to $150 a share. But are you willing to own Apple at these current levels, if not higher, knowing that the stock is prone to trade 35 to 40% lower? Okay, if so, then bless you, and hopefully you will appreciate our efforts to warn you when Apple is trading at such lower levels. Yes, we understand we sound ridiculous, and why would anyone want to listen to us? Well, 4/8/25, in conclusion, while many were telling you to buy, was our red flag flapping enough 5 to 6 months ago? But even if Jim CRAMER didn't believe us, or Dan Ives, or J.P. Morgan, or Goldman Sachs, or Morgan Stanley, what should we believe and what should you believe as of 4/8/2025 at 2:12 a.m. Central Daylight Time. You can see our sell signal from previous, and you can see that Apple is trading at $169.40. I got to learn to get some sleep. It's easy to see the trees that make up the forest, and it's even easier to see the forest that's made up of trees, but it's not so easy to see behind the forest. Get your RAMO today. RJTICHARTS.com, driven by infinite wisdom and its proprietary trading systems.